Hello everyone, this is Harshit and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. So most of you guys, you ask me lots of questions on my YouTube channel and my Instagram DMs. So I thought let's make a video to answer all of your questions. So I have compiled all the questions and I have one special guest with me. She's gonna ask me all those questions and I happily answer it. And the guest is none other than my wife, so I don't have any choice. So let's begin.
Hello guys. Okay Harshit, let's start with the questions. The most asked question is right now, how can we travel to Canada? Is it safe? Is it worth traveling or not?
Okay, so first of all, right now according to the Canadian government, direct flight from India to Canada is totally banned till 21st of September. So another question, people are traveling via third country. They go to Serbia, they go to Mexico, they go to Maldives, and then they travel from there. So to answer your question, is it safe or is it worth it? So first of all, it's not worth it. You're gonna spend lots of money while traveling to the third country. You have to fill all sorts of requirements to fulfill all the conditions. You have to do multiple times RT-PCR. You have to stay into another third world country, so you don't want to do all those things. Is it worth it? So right now, if you are a student, there is nothing you can do by going over there. Okay, everything is online, all the classes are online. There is no need to go into the college. So it's not worth it until and unless if you are dying and you really want to be in Canada, you really want to see before you die, then only you go. Otherwise there is no need to travel to Canada via going to the third world country. If you have lots of money, then you can definitely go it, but I definitely not recommend it by traveling to Canada right now via third world country. Not worth it, not at all. So don't go.
Okay, next question. What's the monthly expense for a student?
Okay, so this is a frequently asked question. You know, on my Instagram DMs, I get every day minimum one question like this. So this totally depends upon which city you are living. You know, if you are living in Toronto or any GTA area, the price will be much higher. Or if you are living in county region where I am currently living in Windsor, or if you are living in Kitchener or Leamington, then the price will differ. But the average minimum price is approximately $600 to $700 for a monthly. It's a minimum. You have to have at least $600 in your bank account to live 1 month in Canada, any place in Canada, irrespective of place. So you have any? If you have, then go.
Okay, next. Can you categorize all the expenses?
Okay, so there are lots of things, you know, you need to take care in Canada while you are in Canada. First of all, the rent. This is the biggest of your total amount. So there are various ways which you can live in Canada. First of all, you can share your room with your friends, or you can, you know, take the personal room, and you can hire an entire apartment, studio apartment for your own if you have lots of money. So if you are, you know, living in a sharing, if you are sharing a home with your friend or any other people, so it's gonna cost you minimum $300, $250 to $300 for a sharing room where I live. Okay, if you are living in Toronto or any GT area, the price would go a little bit higher, you know, $400, $450 for sharing. If you are hiring a private room, so it's gonna cost you around, you know, $500, $600 depending upon the room, and also depend upon which city you are in. So the minimum price for rent will be $300. It will go up to, you know, $600, $700 depending upon your choice, your comfort, and what amount of, you know, bank balance you have. Totally depends, but minimum $300 is must for rent for room to stay in Canada.
Other expenses?
Okay, other. So another thing is your food, your groceries. Okay, this is also depends upon which city you are in. I'll go with the minimum to the maximum. Minimum $200 is a must. Okay, for a, if you are living in a group of people, then it will go a little bit, you know, lower than around 150 to 200. And if you are living alone, then it's gonna, you know, climb higher, around $300. But minimum 150, maximum 300 for your food, for groceries. Okay. Next is your mobile bill, your internet and mobile bill. Any plan you choose, without getting a new mobile, it will gonna cost you minimum $50 a month. Minimum $50 a month for a mobile. If you are getting a new device, you know, everyone wants to have a new iPhone whenever they land in Canada, 11 or 12, just like this lady, you know. These are very rich people, they got iPhone 12, I don't know from where. So if you are getting this kind of device, your monthly plan will go up to $100 and $110 a month for 24 months, you know, time period. So without getting a new device, your mobile bill gonna cost you $50 minimum, and with mobile it gonna cost up to $100 or $110 a month. By the way, I got it by cash, don't worry. Next is your travel. So whenever you land in Canada, you don't have access to your private vehicles or car, so you have to, you know, rely on the communal transport or public transport. You cannot do Uber every day, you cannot do taxi every day, so you have to get your bus pass. So depending upon which city you live in, there is a fixed rate for, you know, student bus pass. Where I live in Windsor, we have a $70 monthly bus pass, so you can travel for a month in any of the bus route. If you live in, you know, Toronto or another GT area, they have $90 or $100 a month for public transport. So your transport gonna cost you minimum $70 to $100 a month. Next, what next?
Other expenses.
Rent, I got food, I got mobile, I got public transport. Okay, then your, what else? What other expenses? If you're getting in a coffee every day, a minimum coffee, you know, cost you $1.50. So if you know, multiply by 30, it's gonna cost you $50 a month only for the coffee. Every Saturday, Sunday, you know, go to outing with the friends, you're gonna spend some time, you're gonna eat your own regional food. So that other expense is gonna cost you around $100 or $150 a month, depending what kind of food you eat, what kind of places you go. So overall, it's gonna cost you a minimum $600 to, you know, $750 a month to, you know, stay in Canada as a student. This is a minimum thing. When you earn more, you spend more. That's how it is.
So let's move to next question. What college or university are better?
So there is no perfect answer for this question. On my YouTube videos, every videos I have, you know, lots of this question. Should I go to the college or should I go to the university? Which college are best? Which university is best? In specific university, which courses are better? So there is no perfect answer for this. What course you are looking into, what your passions are, what you wanna do, that totally depends on that. Everything, you know, everything in Canada, all school, colleges, university are great. You know, you have to look for where you will live, where you will spend your 2 year or 1 year, with whom, you know. If your friend are located in particular city or you wanna go with them, so you're gonna choose a university or college in those area. You're gonna go all alone, you know, so you choose according to that thing. So there is no perfect answer for this question, which school, colleges, universities are great. Everything is great over there, so don't think about it. Wherever you get admission, just go, just dive into it, get it over.
Okay, what kind of job options are there for students?
This is also a relative question, you know. For students, there are right now very less job options are there due to this COVID. You know, everything, you know, works at a half capacity, so there are very less opportunity, but it's not like that there are none. If you get, you know, go dive in higher, so you can get a job. So if you go to Toronto or any other area, you get job in, you know, any of the coffee house or Walmart or Costco or Freshco. You have to, you know, make your good resume, you can get jobs over there. If you have car, you can do the pizza delivery or skip, but for freshers, you don't have any car, you don't have access to all those things, so you can get jobs from all these, you know, local companies where they will hire you. But right now the opportunities are limited. There are big warehouses also where you can do the packaging thing. And if you are in Windsor or Leamington area, there are lots of, you know, big manufacturing houses where they packaging, you know, the vegetables and fruits, so people get jobs over there. You know, you have to travel a lot, but still you get the job. So it's totally depend upon where you live. Right now the opportunities are less, but yeah, if you make your resume good enough, you post on Indeed, job post, shift post, so you will get easily job opportunity. And you also have to make your English very good, so you know they will hire you immediately. So that's all about job right now. I have another video for job, you know, so you can watch that video as well if you have any more questions.
Okay, how much time does it take to get a PR in Kenya?
So it totally depends upon what kind of CRS score you have. Right now, you know that everything works on under CRS score express enter system. How much point you have, how much IELTS score you have, how much Canadian experience you have. So it totally depends upon CRS score. So if you have 2 years of, you know, job experience, or two years of study, or 1 year of study and 1 year of Canadian experience, so you will automatically considered in Canadian experience class CEC, so you will get automatically 100 points of that. So you will get PR. But right now, due to this COVID, everything works at half capacity, so around 6 to 8 months is gonna take, you know, from getting TR to PR. It might take more, it might take less, but right now you don't, you know, expect anything from those CIC people. They don't, you know, give you the exact timeline for anything, even with your work permit or study permit. So it's everything is hanging over there, so there is no specific answer, but you have to expect 6 months at least for getting, you know, from TR to PR.
What are the best cities in Canada to live and work?
Okay, so this is totally depend upon what kind of bank balance you have from the beginning of your career. If you come from middle class family, or if you don't have, you know, that much amount to spend at beginning of your, you know, Canada career, you go to the county area, you know, like Windsor, Chatham, Leamington, Amherstburg, or Kitchener. I live in Windsor. I know about all those things. I don't know about, you know, other provinces, you know, the British Columbia or Nova Scotia or Newfoundland Labrador. But if you live in county area, your expenses will be much less compared to the, you know, downtown area or the bigger cities like Toronto or British Columbia, Vancouver, Edmonton, like that. So I personally chose to live in a county area in a Windsor. It was, you know, very calm and composed city. It's very small, so you don't have to, you know, travel a lot. Everything is nearby. If you live in Toronto, you know, if you have to travel minimum 40 minutes to get to your destination or your college. So I don't like those kind of life, so I chose to live in Windsor. Many people like, you know, the bigger thing, big buildings, you know, all those downtown happening life, so they chose to live in a big city. Brampton, Mississauga, Toronto, all those things. Ottawa, some people go to Ottawa as well. So it totally depends upon you, you know, what kind of life you want to live. So you have to choose your college and you have to choose your city according to that. Totally depend upon you. Everything is relative here. What you wanna do, what you wanna get, what amount of money you have, what kind of job opportunities you have, what kind of course you are interested in. Everything depends upon those answers. You have to, you know, justify all those answer to yourself. You have to make a list of it, and you have to choose your college, you have to choose your city, you have to choose your companion, your friends, everything. It's totally depend upon those things. Any else?
Yes, the very last question. What luggage should student carry and what not?
Okay, so this is another question, you know, where most of people looking for an answer. What kind of luggage we should carry to Canada when we fly first time? Okay, so first of all, the most important thing is never buy shoes or clothes, you know, extra shoes or clothes. You know what most people do, they're gonna buy you know, higher shoes and lots of jeans and jackets and all those things, and they're gonna carry all those things to Canada, where Canadian temperature go to -50, -20. Nothing is useful over there. So never buy shoes or jeans or extra clothes. You go over there, you buy from those things, those places. You know, you buy waterproof shoes, your snow shoes, it totally, made according to those weather, those atmosphere. So whatever you will carry from here, it will be total waste. You never use it. Never buy, the big jackets or those things. You're never gonna use it over there. You have to buy the parka from over there only. These jackets will not last in -5 or -10 degrees. So never buy all those things over there. Another thing you should carry is, your homemade food. Whatever food you can carry, just take it with you. All the spices, masala mixture, all those things, the ready to eat food, Maggi is available over there. The ready to mix Knorr soup is also available over there. So you don't need to carry all those things. Whatever, food you make it your home, you pack it in a box, you carry over there, so you can, easily 5-10 days you can eat all those foods and you can survive on that. Another thing is some, medicines like the fever, cough, cold, all those things, the allergy medication, you must carry over there, because if you go in the Canada for the very first time, you do not have any insurance. If you go to the college also, there are lots of procedure to get into the clinic and get medicine, so you don't want that at beginning of stage of your career. So you carry all this paracetamol and all this cough cold medicine, minimum 1 strip of each. So until you settle over there and until you get your policy license from college and you get your ID, so you go to the clinic for all those things. So medicine is must, the food is must. Never carry the the footwear and the jeans and jacket. Another thing you should carry is never buy any electronic device from here. If you want planning to buy a laptop or phone, never buy it from here. Just go over there, buy it from there and from an installment plan, whatever brand you want to choose. So another thing, never buy any subscription before going over there. Never buy Netflix, Amazon Prime or Hotstar or Z5, all those streaming devices. Never buy it from here. Whatever you will buy it from here, at that end nothing's gonna work. As soon as you change your region, nothing's gonna come up. So if you wanna planning to buy all those things, just do it as soon as you reach Canada. The price is little bit higher, but whatever you will buy it from here, it won't work over there. So don't do all those things. Never buy this online streaming services. What I'm forgetting? Anything? Yeah, that's all. Most important is food. Whatever food you can carry, take it. And homemade food you can carry, take it. All the spices, turmeric and the coriander powder, everything is available over there. But from the very first day, you won't go to Walmart to buy all those things. So take little of everything, so you can spend for your first few weeks over there, and then you can get used to do all those shoppings and all those things. So that's all about the luggage I have. Anything else? Nothing. So if you have any more questions, just write down in the YouTube comment section, or you can do me on my Instagram. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe so I can make more videos regarding this. If you need any help in any of the topic, please write that also in the comment section. I'll make a video on that also. So bye guys, take care, have a good day. Thank you.